County Council meeting for the 21st of September, and go to item 10. This is a public hearing. I have no cards of anyone wishing to report, wish to speak. We'll go with the staff report. Mr. Deneen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is second of our budget hearings for our new budget. What I'm going to have is Tammy go through the various individual funds with the individual tax rates, and for your opportunity to vote on such. Tammy?
Good evening, Tammy Bong, Budget and Administrative Services Director. As Mr. Deneen has mentioned, this is your second public hearing for your trim compliance as outlined in your Florida Statute 200.065. It was advertised in the Orlando Sentinel on this last Sunday with all the details of this associated budget being considered tonight. Included in your agenda are two resolutions that you will be passing at the conclusion of the dialogue today. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Kelly for public participation or any county discussion, and then we can go into each of the millage rates separately.
Yes, I have no cards of anyone wishing to speak and from the public, so we'll close the public hearing portion of the meeting. Is there anyone on the council who wished to make a statement prior to the presentation of the various funds? Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Deb.
Just a very brief comment, Mr. Manager. Going forward, Mr. Manager.
Yes, sorry.
Mr. Manager, just a very brief comment on the budget. As discussed, next year, we're going to look at the possibility of a partial rollback
In the general fund.
in the general fund.
Especially what's happening with the MSD. I'm struggling to make it even this year on the MSD.
Understood, but
Okay.
just in
Yes,
going forward
that
for
is our
planning
intent.
purposes. Okay, and looking at next year too, possibly as we look at all this, setting up a countywide mosquito control district.
I think you should look at that. I don't have in front of me all the issues, but I think to me, if you raise the issue and let the citizens form some kind of committee or whatever and decide,
Okay.
I think that it's in their minds now. I think what we will do is, here's what I'll do for you. I'll put together an overview of what it would take and what the things that you might accomplish by it. So then you could decide if you want to take that to the public and they could hear what they would get. And no harm, no foul if they don't want to do it. But I think there's so many misunderstandings now that it'll probably be worth your while.
Okay, thank you, that's all.
Okay.
In today's presentation,
Ms. Guzak, sorry.
I think also we want to take a look at that funding for children's and family
The Early Learning
early learning
Coalition.
coalition for next time
Right.
also.
And I think we could actually, even as the year goes by, even after this, I think we could look at including more or adding more if we could find the funds.
Yes, but with the certainty.
We can make an adjustment to the,
What I would suggest, Mr. Chair, is that if you pass this budget, what I was trying to indicate before, I'll make it clear, is that we would look at whether you want to make, after we pass it, whether you still want to make an adjustment within the existing funds that we have. So you could move ahead and still accomplish something. What I'd have to do is suggest some change.
okay.
Okay.
That's fine, as long as we're not taking it from another.
Exactly,
Entity in that
exactly. It
budget.
has to be additional funding rather than reducing one to give
That
the
needs to
other.
be done with the resolution of no more hurricanes for like 10 years.
Yes.
Talk to him upstairs about that.
all right, included in tonight's millage rates that we're going to be reading into the record and for your consideration are the rates that were presented in your 5-year forecast in May, along with the rates that you approved at your first public hearing 2 weeks ago. So if you don't mind, I can go ahead and read the first rate into the record. Your general fund ad valorem tax rate is presented at 6.1 mils, 5.9% greater than the rollback rate. And we'll be looking for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of the general fund ad valorem tax rate at 6.1 mils.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by
Mr. Lowry?
It's been a long day, Mr. Lowry.
Thank you.
Motion's made and seconded for the village rate at 6.1000. Are there any objections to the motion? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimous. Thank you.
The next fund for your consideration is the library fund. Ad valorem tax rate is presented at 0.5520 mils, which is 6.2% greater than the rollback rate.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, move approval of the library fund ad valorem tax rate of 0.5520 mils.
Is there a second? Second by Wheeler. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous.
The next fund is the Volusia Forever operating ad valorem tax rate of 0.0905 mils, which is 3.2% greater than the rollback rate.
Mr. Chair, move approval of the Volusia Forever Operating Fund Valorem tax rate of 0.0905 mils, a 3.2% greater than rollback rate.
I have 0.0930. Did you say 5?
Five.
Adopt for 2017.
Okay.
It's a 5.
Hold on, the presentation on the printout.
Is it 3 or 5?
5.
Okay. Motion is made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Patterson. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous.
The 3 is your FY17, is this year's rate.
Okay.
The next fund is your Volusia Echo Fund, which is presented at 0.2000 mils, which is 6.1% greater than your rollback rate.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, move approval of Volusia Echo Fund ad valorem tax rate of 0.2000 mils.
I'll second.
Second by Post. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous.
The next fund for your consideration is your Volusia Forever Fund Voter Debt Service, which is presented at 0.1095 mils.
Mr. Chair, move approval of Volusia Forever Fund voted debt ad valorem tax rate at 0.1095 mils.
And second? Second, Wheeler. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous.
The next fund is your East Volusia Mosquito Control ad valorem tax rate of 0.1880 mils, which is 6.2% greater than the rollback rate.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of the East Volusia Mosquito Control District Fund ad valorem tax rate of 0.1880 mils.
And the second is? Second, Cusack. Any objection to the motion? Motion carries unanimous. Without objection.
Your next fund is your Ponce de Leon and Port District Fund ad valorem tax rate, presented at 0.0929 mils, which is 6.2% greater than the rollback rate.
Mr. Chair, move approval of Ponce de Leon Inlet and Port District Fund ad valorem tax rate of 0.0929 mils.
Is there a second? Second, Wheeler. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous.
Municipal Service District Fund ad valorem tax rate of 2.2399 mils, which is 4.9% greater than the rollback rate.
Mr. Chair, because I live in a municipal service district, I'd like to approve the Municipal Service District Fund ad valorem tax rate of 2.2399 mils.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Denny's. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous.
Which is cheaper than living in a city.
Your next fund is your Silver Sands Bethune Beach ad valorem tax rate of 0.0150 mils, which is 3.4% greater than the rollback rate.
Mr. Chair, move approval of the Silver Sands Bethune Beach Fund ad valorem tax rate of 0.0150 mils, a 3.4% greater than rollback rate.
Is there a second? Second, Wheeler. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, no objection, the motion carries.
The Fire Rescue District Fund is presented at 4.0815 mils, which is 5% greater than the rollback rate.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of Fire Rescue District Fund ad valorem tax rate of 4.0815 mils.
Second.
Seconded by Lowry. Any objection to the motion? Hearing no objection, the motion carries unanimous.
Which now makes it more expensive for me to live in there.
The next action for tonight is approval of your final budget, which is included in the resolution, incorporating 60 funds and also itemized out in your Appendix A of the agenda tonight. We are looking for a motion for approval to adopt the fiscal year 2017-18 final operating budget totaling $712,641,123 and a non-operating budget of $141,719,569.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, move approval to adopt the fiscal year 2017-18 final operating budget totaling $712,641,123 and a non-operating budget of $141,719,569.
And second, Cusack. Any objection to the motion? The motion carries unanimous, and thank you for a well-done job and presenting it all. And
Thank you, sir.
anything else, Mr. Deneen?
Mr. Chair,
Yes. Oh, sorry. Mr. Patterson.
I don't hear any masculine voices down at that end. I just.
There aren't very many.
Yeah, next,
down this way.
next council meeting on October 2nd, I believe it is, I will not be here. I'm going to be in Gettysburg, Maryland for a reunion of old, worn-out sailors. And,
Civil War?
yeah, Civil War. Old, worn-out sailors, yeah, my shipmates. And we have the CRA that will be coming forward regarding the building in Spring Hill area, and I want everybody here to know that it's something that I support. It
Okay.
really needs to happen, and Councilwoman Cusack is down there shaking her head, and so we're going to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Patterson, just so you know, and so the council knows, we had planned on having that approval here today. The hurricane got in the way, and that the law department's finalizing with the city the details in the agreement that we would have. I see nothing that would stop us from moving forward and having it on the next council meeting.
Anything else? Mr. Deneen?
Only for after this meeting, the issue you and I talked about.
Right.
Do you want to announce that?
Do I need to, at 6:30, we will go into executive session.
It would be Teamster negotiations.
I didn't know where we could tell them what it was for. I thought it
I'm
might
doing
a
it just
secret.
it's only one
6:30.
issue, yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
It'd take about 5 minutes. I understand there's one issue outstanding.
Right.
If we can agree upon, come to a conclusion on that issue.
We need direction.
Pardon?
We need direction from the council.
And if we can give direction, I think that contract can be settled, and that would be good to have it done before the end of this year. With that, if there's nothing else, maybe not be appropriate, but we did listen in to the call today as far as the storm. It's the problem of getting people to pick up the storm debris is all over the state of Florida. And Attorney General Bondi is looking into some of the gouging, some of the price gouging. And George, as you pointed out, we are not the only ones. So, and there are people that are being asked to pay $18 and $20. There are some that are have contracts for as low as $5.50. Most of them are $8 to $8.50, and the same ones that would not provide said they just didn't have the assets to provide us. Also, are saying they don't have the assets to provide in any other county that had a low price. So, with that, the meeting is adjourned at 6:15, and thank you all for being here.